Continuing the trend of Hollywood being creatively bankrupt and wanting to wear the skin suit of anything and everything they've ever made, from the Hollywood Reporter, Dynamite. Netflix reveals raunchy trailer for Good Times reboot. First off, I want to say I'm not a huge fan of the art style. That's more subjective, so I'm not going to spend much time on it. And maybe the art style works because of the over the top nature of the series. Seth MacFarlane's also involved as an executive producer. As you could tell by that, as there is a talking child in here. Of course, he's got to always have a talking kid, a talking alien, whatever it is in all of his series. I don't really know why, but whatever. Voice cast includes J.B. Smoove, Yvette Nicole Brown, and Jay Farrow, among others. The official logline is the latest generation of the Evans family. Cab driver Reggie and his wife, the ever aspirational Beverly, scratching and surviving in one of the last remaining housing projects in Chicago, along with their teenage artist son Junior, activist daughter Gray, and drug dealing infant son Dalvin. The 10-episode first season will debut April 12th on Netflix. I think it will be the only season, if the entire first season even airs, because this looks like complete and utter garbage. I'll link this in the description box if you want to watch the trailer for yourself, or you can watch it elsewhere or something. But if you don't know much about Good Times, it was a show that I believe was on from 1974 to 1979. It was about a working class family. It was a spinoff of Maude, which was a spinoff of All in the Family and stuff. It was in that Norman Lear kind of like connected universe, if you will. And it had a black working class family doing whatever they could to survive, to scratching and clawing, as I said here, to get ahead, to provide a good life for their family. John Amos was the father, did a fantastic job. Esther Roll was the mother, Florida. Like they had a good chemistry together and stuff. It was a very serious show, at least in the beginning. He had some levity and stuff with their son JJ, Johnny Walker, and everything. But his character became more and more popular, so they started focusing more and more on his character, to the detriment of the show, in my opinion, because it started getting just wacky and because that was where dynamite comes from. That was one of his many catchphrases and stuff, and he was just kind of like, I mean, I hate to say that because it's like they could have made it its own show, and then like the JJ show or whatever. James Jr. was his name, but everybody called him JJ. But it was just almost like they took a series that was more serious and then turned it into kind of your typical sitcom-y kind of a show. And it was still able to work enough because the people were good enough, but it basically led to John Amos leaving the show because he thought it was disrespectful and stuff and everything, because this was the 70s. So there wasn't a lot of um, good black role models on television and stuff. So he wasn't a fan of that. And this series here, like, as I said, the the drug dealing infant son Dalvin, and of course there's some of the cheapest, lamest humor in there. At one point, one of the characters is like, "New phone, who dis?" All this kind of stuff, and you're like, "What in the world is this?" You know, this is exactly why John Amos left Good Times in the beginning. I understand that their intentions might have been good, but it's like they shouldn't have called this Good Times. They should have just said, "Hey, it was kind of like inspired by Good Times," but call it something else. Like, you're just wearing a skin suit, because like fans of the Good Times show, number one, are going to be way older, and they're going to be like a cartoon. Because obviously the show was on in the 70s. You know, they're not going to sit there and be like, "Oh, look at this with this crazy, funny animated show. It's updated. It's edgy. It's this. It's that." I'm seeing a lot of people on X and stuff talking about how stupid the show looks, how offensive it is. Like a lot of black people saying that this is just absurd. It's a slap in the face and stuff. I can't speak to all that because, like I said, I like the original Good Times. It wasn't one of my favorite shows or whatever. I like the more serious nature of it because it was more relatable, I think. Because, I mean, who can't relate with having to scratch and claw your way through life? It's very relatable. But anyway, it's just one of those things that's just dumb. They're calling it Good Times for no reason other than to try to cash in on some nostalgia. That's the only reason, because it's not like Good Times. It's very over the top. It's very cliched, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, and the thing is, it might actually be a good series on its own, except for the fact that they're trying to wear the skin suit of the original Good Times show, and it doesn't stand up to it. At least that's my opinion. Like I said, I'll link this in the description box for yourself. You guys can let me know what you think. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. I mean, I'm sure that there's some people out there who's going to like the show. At least I would imagine. Maybe not. I mean, I think there's going to be more people who don't like it or don't care about it or whatever, but we'll see. Anyway, like I said, I'll link this in the description box so you can watch it for yourself. But thank you very much for watching and have a good one.